Braidy Waassilyn, a guy that the IceDogs just took 4th overall in the 2024 OHL draft. They obviously lost the lottery to the Winter Spitfires and weren't able to draft that big power forward, Ethan Belches. But from all intents and purposes, it seems like the IceDogs almost lucked out here because they got a guy in Braidy Waassilyn that some scouts had as the best overall talented offensive player. So what have you seen from Braidy Waassilyn in his draft year with the Markham Majors coming into the OHL, and how do you think he's going to translate? The IceDogs have had a couple of solid 16-year-olds in a row here with Ryan Robrick and Kevin He, so he's got some shoes to fill with those expectations. But what have you liked from Braidy Waassilyn, and what do you expect when he gets into his first OHL season?
Well, I asked the scout at the OHL Cup, I'm just like, what do you see about Waassilyn here? Because there was talk about who was going to be that number one prospect, and a lot of people had Waassilyn as number one. And the thing that kind of just kept being mentioned was he's the guy that you build a team around. He's the guy that if you need a goal late in the game, he's going to go and do that. And he did that often with the Toronto Marlboros this year. Sorry, not Toronto Marlboros, the Markham Majors. And I think the thing that hurt was the majors weren't part of the OHL Cup. They weren't part of the Silver Stick tournament. And so the opportunities to kind of really see him step up against other high level competition was kind of, harder to find. But I think that the more we saw him really play out there, trying to lead that team, like he was the backbone of that majors team. And he's got a great shot. Again, puts that work ethic in. He plays that two-way game. He could play center. He could play wing. I'm going to guess maybe he plays in the wing in the OHL. I'm not totally sure what happened there, but he's got that versatility that I was mentioning that you want from these prospects who find so many ways to stay valuable. He plays the power play, plays the penalty kill. And that's obviously doing that in the U16 level, where in the penalty kill, you're often just still putting out your best players. That's a totally different thing you might see in the OHL. But I think he just showed that he was so competent in all of that he's going to have no issue adjusting his game to the OHL when he gets there.
What do you think was the reason why he fell? Obviously, I think Belches was, physically just like it's tough to ignore. I mean, he is massive for a 15 or 16. I don't know if he's turned 16 yet. Just obviously when he went first, but do you think it was a mistake by the other franchise, the other organizations, and just kind of fell into the IceDogs lap?
I'll say the IceDogs, I think, just got a steal here. You're looking at, there's always a lot of questions about the OHL draft, like who's going to commit to the OHL, who's going to go elsewhere. I think the not being able to participate in some of those bigger events definitely didn't help his situation there. Some teams I know were just looking for guys that they knew they could build around in certain situations. But with Waassilyn going to Niagara, like that's a huge boost. That's a win. I was surprised he fell to 4th, and I know a lot of other people were too. So sometimes teams just find a guy they really gel with, they feel can fit a perfect need for their team. And I think for Niagara, you've got a guy who can be your maybe your number one player in a year or two. And having him and Rubrick as the two guys you build around, that's huge.